Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wiji Lestari, and today I will explain about my PPT. The title of the material is Analytical Exposition Text. I will explain of 6 points about an analytical exposition text. Number 1 is definition. Number 2 is social function. Number 3 is generic structure. And number 4 is significant lexicogrammatical features. Number 5 is example of an analytical exposition. And number 6, the last we have an exercise. Move to the first point, that is definition. Exposition text is a text that elaborates the writer's idea about the phenomenon surrounding. Jadi, teks eksposisi bisa diartikan sebagai teks yang menguraikan tentang pemikiran penulis mengenai peristiwa yang terjadi di sekitarnya. Next, here there is a social function of an analytical exposition text. So, what is the social function of this text? That is to persuade the reader that the idea is important matter. So, tujuan sosial dari teks analitis adalah untuk meyakinkan pembaca bahwa pemikiran tentang itu adalah persoalan yang penting. In point 3, there is a generic structure of exposition, analytical exposition text. The first is thesis. Thesis is introduced topic and indicates the writer positions. The preview of the thesis is outlines the main arguments to be presented. Jadi, tesis di sini memperkenalkan pokok pembicaraan dan menunjukkan kedudukan penulis. Dapat berupa uraian pokok pembicaraan yang akan disajikan. Next, the second is arguments. Argument is restate main arguments outlined in preview. Can be developed and support each argument. Jadi argumen adalah yang menyatakan kembali uraian pokok serta perkembangan dan dari setiap pendapat. Next, the third is reiteration. Reiteration is a conclusion summing up the argument. Significant lexicogrammatical features. There are 6 of significant lexicogrammatical features. The first is focus generic human and non-human participants. Jadi yang diceritakan itu bersifat umum. Kemudian use of simple present tense, use of relational processes, use of connectives, use of internal conjunction, and the last, use of causal conjunction. Next, there is an example of analytical exposition text. Here we can notice some significant lexicogrammatical features of analytical exposition text. The first is one page way, there is generic non-human participant. And the second is firstly, there is connectives, then residues, that is simple present tense, and the last, therefore, that is causal conjunction. In point 6, that is an exercise, so we can look at this text. We can notice that on the conclusion, that is learning through music and songs, learning English can be enjoyable and fun. We can notice that is a important point of this text. Now move the questions. There are three questions from the text. Number one is the type of the text above is. We can see that the text is analytical exposition because that text show that the writer idea about learning English through song and music. So the answer is A. Then number two is what is the communicative purpose of the text? As we know, the purpose of the analytical exposition text is to persuade the reader to use songs in learning language. And number three is the generic structure of the text are. As we know, the structure of analytical exposition text is thesis, argument, and reiteration. So the answer is C. I think that's all I want to deliver today on my presentation about analytical exposition text. And thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.